So, I did a stream yesterday on a new PSVR game called Firewall 0 Hour, which I've been hyping up so much, and it's finally here. So, is it all that it really said it would live up to be? Or is it just like Bravo Team? Well, let's find out in my thoughts and opinions. Let's get straight into it. So, before I get into what I really think of it, what is it? Well, it is a first-person shooter for PSVR, the first of its kind, really, which is an online multiplayer militaristic one, kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, which I think is why I was so attracted to it when I first saw the trailer. So the basics of the game in the AI-based mode or on online are to find a laptop which has data which you are a contractor, the person who has hired you needs that data. So what you need to do is find a firewall which reveals the location of the laptop, find the laptop, initiate the hack, stay by the laptop for a certain amount of time while your hirer is getting the information, defending it from enemies. This works the same way in the AI-based mode and the multiplayer mode. With the multiplayer mode, you're switching teams, and you can switch teams in the AI based mode. You can defend the firewall and the laptops. This works pretty well. I'd like to see them add in a few new game modes, maybe team deathmatch. You can do a private game, but I'd like more custom games, kind of a bit like Halo, so people can make their own game modes, adjust the settings, put the different maps on, stuff like that. But right now this game mode for launch is pretty great, so I don't really have that many problems with it. So when you first load up the game, this is what you will see apart from the main menu. This is the menu where you can choose between which modes you want to play. Public, online, contracts is the online mode. You can also customize your contractors, your operators. If you play Rainbow Six Siege, it's what these are akin to. You can also customize your weapons. Now the operators have different abilities like increased movement speed, less movement noise, an extra grenade, extra ammunition, take less weapon damage, and stuff like that. The weapons are all very different. They've got a different feel to them. Some are a little bit on the small side. I feel like they would have more weight and heft to them in real life. But to be honest, it does feel great holding the weapons in VR, and they've mapped them all out very well. Also, if you manage to hit your weapon on a surface in the game, it really does interact with it. You hear a sound, and if you walk through a doorway holding your weapon back, it will get caught in the doorway, which is a really nice touch. This adds a lot of suspense to firefights in online as well, as you've got to be constantly moving your weapon around to not hit the scenery. Now backtracking a little bit back onto weapons and customization, the first problem I have with this game, really the only problem, is the amount of grinding needed to get weapons. I was online and someone had just got to the level where you can get a new assault rifle. The problem was that the assault rifle takes way too long to get the amount of money you need to. Crypto is the currency in the game, and while you can find it scattered around the maps, you usually just get it at the end of a round. Now, the problem is that it took me, I maybe played for an hour and 40 minutes yesterday, plus maybe another 45 afterwards, recording some more gameplay for this review. And it really, I got about 5k crypto, so that's maybe 2.5 hours for 5,000 crypto. Now times that by 3, and that's what you need to get an assault rifle. The weapons and customization in this game is way too expensive, although it does feel more rewarding to get that new weapon when you do get the amount of money that you need. So maybe it is a good thing, but I feel it takes way too long to get weapons, so it'll take maybe 7.5 hours of gameplay to get a new weapon. Granted, I did not completely just go online for all of that. About half of it was in training, but it does give you crypto for training, so just have to wait and see whether any changes for that come, or because you can go up against some people who have way better weapons than you, and you can't really do anything about it because you haven't got enough money to get one, so that's just a little bit of a problem there. Now onto this menu, which is where you can choose your settings for the game mode you're playing. I am on training. This is on my live stream yesterday. Um, so you can choose which map you want to go on, what operator and weapons you're using, things like that, if whether you're attacking or defending. And it's pretty streamlined, and there isn't that much to it really. It's just the simplest they could have put it at, and it works very well. The menus do. You have to aim at whatever button you want to press and then pull the trigger, which works pretty well for the most part. So no problems there really. There are 9 maps you can play on in total, ranging from Europe to Russia, I think, to all the other parts of the world you could think of, really. I think there's one based in Japan as well, I can't really remember. But each of them do have their own unique characteristics to them, different parts of the map you can get up to, like on the Shoot House map, you have all those wooden corridors, and then you have a walkway up on top for a vantage point up there. Each map has something like that to them. Like on docks, you have these huge cranes and boats looming over you, and it really does give a sense of atmosphere to each of the maps with stuff like that. Docks is one of my favourite maps. It's just very open. Some of the CQB style stuff there, and on these stairways actually you can get pinned down easily, and that's a good point to take the enemy on. So each map does have places like that where you can do things like that against your enemy. I think that say a shotgun play style is not as well suited on most maps. It's better to go with an assault rifle in my opinion. Because shotguns, they're good at close range, you can knock down your enemy in one hit, but for longer range, they literally fire confetti. There is no way you're going to be able to take out an enemy from that far away. Bearing in mind, in the most close quarter maps, the shotguns are incredibly powerful. Luckily, you do get to see what map you play on before the rounds start. Now, the rounds are a little bit weird in this game. The game doesn't run like, say, Rainbow Six Siege or how you would expect it to. You have a whole game consists of one round, so if you die, you're dead. The permadeath is for each game. It acts like they're just rounds though, it's a little bit confusing. So in Rainbow Six, you have to go and do the objective. If you die on that round, you respawn in the next one. But for this, that round is the entire match. So people can drop in and out, and you can leave any time between those two. I do like this style, and I can't really explain it that well. You kind of just have to hop in and see it for yourself. But this style of design for the game modes is quite quick and easy to get into, and it really does help with that feeling of, oh, I just need to have one more round, which is the kind of game we wanted for PSVR, really. In matchmaking lobbies, you can look over to your left and see your teammates there, which is a pretty cool feature. You can see what they're doing while they're selecting their stuff, which is pretty cool. Also, this game does have ragdoll physics. That is one of the biggest pros about this game for me. I love ragdoll physics. So if you chuck a grenade at your enemy and it hits them, lands by them, and explodes, detonates, they will go absolutely flying and land in a heap on the floor, which is great. You can just down your enemies though, and you can use them as bait because their teammates have to come and revive them. There is a reviving pistol, but you have to get that later on in the game. You can place down traps like trip mines, you can place down ammo bags, things like that, and door blockers, so the enemies have to dismantle that to get through a door. So as you can see here, you down your enemies and then you just take them out, or you can use them as bait. This is one of my favourite maps, just because the open courtyard in the middle and the CQB areas. That was also a flashbang there, which works very well. That's the first time I got hit by one, and I was really, really startled. But yeah, this map has a variety of CQB stuff. This is more just ramblings about the game for me, really. So overall, I really do enjoy this, and I think this may be one of my all-time favourite, if not my favourite VR game for PSVR. It's so streamlined right now. They just need a few more fixes, maybe a few improvements to the AI on the AI best mode on training. A few little tweaks to the prices of guns or how much crypto you get per game. And that's about it, really. Firewall 0 Hour is a pretty amazing game, and I'll give it a 9 out of 10. If you have the aim controller, or you can play it without actually, but if you do have the aim controller and a PSVR, go for it because it is absolutely amazing. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.